Good morning, welcome to the Oregon Fly Fishing Blog. I'm Tony Torrence. We're going to tie a Chubby Chernobyl this morning. And we're going to start out, we got a 5263 in a size 6, I think, which is what we have here. Little orange thread of your choice. I'm going to start out by getting a tail underneath here. It's orange crystal flash. And I've got about 6 or 7 strands here. I usually tie it at the front just to keep everything nice and even. Come clear down to the back. I'm going to cut that a little bit long just in case I need to trim it. Next, I'm going to bring in some orange foam. This is the underbody. This adds a little bit of bulk to the fly, but buoyancy as well. When you're wrapping this foam, this 2mm fly foam, don't wrap it too tight with your thread. You can cut it off pretty easily, and then when you start wrapping, come around a wrap first and then start snugging it down. Otherwise you can shear it off as well. You might say, boy, that looks pretty bulky. Well, they don't call this a Chubby Chernobyl for nothing. We want her fat. Okay, now I'm going to bring my thread over that, believe it or not. Next, key to this fly, when you're dubbing with ice dub from Hairline, make sure you use a wax. It just makes life a little bit easier. So I'm going to put a decent little coat of wax on there. This dubbing dubs very well. Use it sparsely when you wrap it, but the wax helps really get it to cinch down. And it is kind of a coarse dubbing. It's not real fine. Okay, so now I'm going to work this thread back. Okay, now I've got that set up to put my foam on. I've got pre-cut 2mm, and this is, I think, brown. And you'll see from the bottom, there's about the profile you're looking for. You want your foam to end right at the bend of the hook. And you can see I'm coming up just a little bit on the body. You can see how that's tied in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my rubber legs. Actually, I'm going to put my wing in next. And I have some
McFly on.
Yeah, McFly on. This is a little coarse. You want a coarse poly yarn of some sort, and this stuff really fits the bill. I'm going to tie that in the center and pull it back like that. Keep that back there. And then I'm going to get a little bit of dubbing on my thread because I want to cover this up as I'm putting my legs in and get everything laid back nice and neat. Real fine amount now. We don't want to get big and bulky. We're just trying to cover our thread in that joint of the fly and secure our legs and get our wing to lay back. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is get this in front, get one wrap around there just to get that laying back, and then I'm going to lay my rubber legs in here, and these are what we ended up using was a crazy leg, and they come in a root beer orange tip, and we just cut the orange tips off because this color is perfect for this fly. So I've got the one side in, and I'm tying these in right at this junction right here between the foam and the body. So I'll lift this up, lay that in there, get a couple more wraps like that, pull all this back, and then I'll add some more dubbing to come up the body to put the next joint in. This fly's a little busy, but here's the nice thing about them. They're bomb-proof. They do hold up.
They really are. It's amazing.
They'll take a lot of abuse through the day. So we've got this here. Now I'm going to put another wrap in there and get that second segment in. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my second wing. Get that snugged in there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of dubbing again. Sparse amount, just enough to cover the thread. You know, and I'm showing you the way that I do this fly, and it's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, as they say. This is just the way I figured out how to tie it. There might be other ways. You might have another way altogether. If you want to post a little something to share with us, if you think I'm doing it wrong, please do. Let's put on this leg first. Here's a nice thing with the dubbing on there. You can grab these legs and kind of lay them in where you want and then snug it down. And then I'm going to bring in this other leg. So you got a lot of movement here in this fly too when it's sitting on top. Down. Pull this up. Excuse me. Grab my whip finish tool. This poly yarn, I have pre-combed it to flare it out a little bit.
If there is a weak point in this fly, it's right there at the wing. You know, when guiding with it a lot this summer, a little bit of cement on top of that wing, you know, just on the top of the fly.
At these junctions here, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you take this, and we're going to trim this foam back a little bit. And then what I like to do with this, get this wing trimmed up first, so I'm just going to bring it all back here, about the length of the crystal flash. Cut that. And then I lay these legs, lay the fly on its side, and then come down, trim the legs on that side. So they're all even. And there's your Chubby Chernobyl.